Hi, and welcome to the Fairy Godmother's Pod of Wisdom and Knowledge. I'm Fairy Godmother Reverend Elizabeth Howell, and my co-host is...
Oh, the Fairy Godmother of Mayhem and Mischief here, Reverend Cynthia.
Yeah, there's a name there.
Somewhere in there, there's a name, yes.
Well, welcome, welcome. If you're tuning in again to follow, and you're following us, thank you for following us. And share and like, please, and share with your friends and tell them about us. And if you're new to watching, thank you for tuning in. We like to hear back from you, so you can always email us. But we got a special guest on today. Right away, we're going to jump into it. We have Judy Nekvinda, if everyone remembers her as Medina Herb Lady. She is on the phone right now. Judy, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to spring. Welcome to spring.
Yeah, you are all the way down in Arizona, but thank you for calling in, taking the time out. And we're going to talk a little bit. Everyone is always more health conscious than ever. I think we really are focused in on our health, and a lot of us are kind of fighting some viruses and bugs and things. So why don't you jump on here and give us some advice here, how to get well.
Well, all those wonderful things in the air and around us are called free radicals, okay? And they're like a highly reactive, unstable atom or molecule around us. And, and also what we call external stressors, okay? And when you start to have something go on in your body, it's called oxidative stress, and it's stealing your electrons from your cellular, like your DNA, your proteins, and your lipids, which are your fats. And they start to damage our cells, and which creates aging and creates parts of what I call disease, all right, and for an immune defense, okay? So, a lot of people like to say, well, what is a free radical? And I think I talked to you. It's an unpaid visitor that likes to cause havoc in our bodies. Okay, but they are produced naturally during like an energy production in our cells, mostly in the mitochondrial area, and by the immune system to fight these bacteria and their viruses. Okay, some of the external sources can be pollution, smoking, alcohol, radiation, high sugar diets. Oh, I fall into that category.
A lot of us do.
And they increase the production of the cellular attacks. Okay, so when these what I call free radicals outnumber our antioxidants, they cause what they call oxidative stress, which contributes to other chronic diseases, cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. So what we want to do is we want to help balance that. Okay. So I have a list of wonderful supplements. Okay, which you can start adding to your diet a little by little. Of course, what I talked about last time, vitamin C, big, and another master antioxidant called glutathione. Of course, you got your CoQ10, your resveratrol, okay?
Yeah.
And these are the compounds that neutralize this oxidative stress from these free radicals. Again, supporting our health and our immunity. Also, curcumin, green tea extract, highly effective. Yeah.
Yeah, I love green tea.
Highly effective. Yeah, these are highly effective. So to stop free radicals, these supplements are based on their power and their function. And number one, I would say, is the glutathione. It's the master antioxidant.
And and isn't that produced in the liver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also helps the liver. It helps your eyes. Okay. I just want to say, glutathione, it comes in a couple different forms. Okay. So you want to make sure that you take it and it becomes almost a staple for a while you're in this the stressful period. Okay. We all know about Kikurum. I mean, it's the anti-inflammatory. You know, inflammation tells us that something's going on in the body somewhere, somehow. Okay. You got swollen ankles, you got a cough, you got a cold, your hands are swelling or whatever. Okay. Your eyes are dripping. Okay. Your nose is running. These are all signs of inflammation. And that's the Kikurum. You know, it just hopefully addresses that and takes it away. So, another really, really big supplement is coenzyme Q10. I would never live without this.
Yeah, I take it every day.
Yeah. And that's that mitochondrial health and energy production. Yeah. Okay. Of course, vitamin C and E, you know, the essential pair for immune and collagen production and protecting cell membranes. Okay. You also have resveratrol, which is a polyphenol known for longevity, support, and anti-inflammatory properties.
That's the one that comes from grape skins?
Polyphenols, yeah, that's all your grape skins, your cherries, your blueberries.
Well, I was I was thinking more the resveratrol that you mentioned.
Resveratrol, yeah. You know, what do I want to say? They are all if you think red berries, raspberries, blueberries, cherries, okay? You know, the polyphenols, just look those up. And then I think there's some polyphenols also in some really good olive oil. Just don't get hooked into buying, $30 worth of bottle. Yeah. But I'm going to go back to glutathione, okay? Glutathione is the mother of all antioxidants. Mm-hmm. And it's a very hot topic now in the natural world.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a natural protein in our body that it is produced in every single cell. And it consists of three key amino acids. That's your cysteine, your glycine, and your glutamine. The highest levels of GSS are found in our heart, muscle, tissues, and our liver. Okay? And in the body, natural glutathione is the key to supporting the process of how the body removes or deals with toxins as a part of a normal day life.
Yeah.
So it binds with these toxins, okay, making them holding hands with another thing that you got to get rid of out of your body every once in a while are your heavy metals. Okay, so it's support for moving these things from your body, and as a part of the body's natural heavy metal detox process.
Yeah.
It also it supports the immune system to stay healthy and fighting fit. Okay.
So people can order these things. They can order online, or they can just go, whatever. But it's good to.
We're if you go to if you text me or whatever, I support a couple excellent. I am distributors in a couple excellent companies. Nature Sunshine or Life Extension.
There's a couple. There's lots of good companies out there. We got to kind of support all of them. But I know that people can email you and get some really good advice. Good advice, Judy, because we know you as the Medina Herb Lady, and you've been around for a long, long time, and you definitely have been the lady to go to. And you've been on our show, Psychic Sushi, and everything else.
Right.
The glutamine. I was thinking. I know I take NAC. It's supposed to help balance out L-glutamine.
Oh, the N-acetylcysteine?
Yep.
Yes. Another top supplement.
Yeah.
Okay. For helping you, it's a daily vitamin. It's a daily supplement to help keep the free radical damage down and especially things in our brains as we age. You also got to add some of that ginkgo biloba. Okay,
That what?
Ginkgo biloba.
Ginkgo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that
yeah.
stuff was worthless. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I read it was like worthless.
Actually, this lady right here is. I'm just having, I'm 68. Okay, and I just had a really bad bout with pulsating tendonitis, and I am amazed at how many people have tendonitis. Kind of sidetracking here, but through Life Extension and their wonderful books and everything like that, I started a program, and I added back the ginkgo, and because it goes through the brain-blood barrier, and I have to say, I have noticed some, but I can't ever say, okay, I'm 68. I guess I'm just going to have to live with this. I don't ever want to say that. I want to.
Right. Oh my gosh. And I think everyone out there, it just seems like there's just so much stress and tension, not just in the environment, but also in the mental and spiritual environment, maybe.
Yeah. The mental, I would have to say it is. It's almost like, I don't want to say, it is. It's a daily, you wake up every day and you go, well, what's going to happen today? Okay. I'm at an age,
Yeah.
But I do. I feel that I just kind of go from one thing to another. But I have a lot of friends with type 1 diabetes. I have a lot of friends with, ortho, arthritis, all these bodily things. And, they do work out. They do take supplements. And they are improving. They're not degrading themselves. They are improving. And it is a mental game. It is. If you want to sit back and say, poor me, okay, then you are going to be poor me. It's kind of like a little bit what we talked about. You gotta have better thoughts every day. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know, there's companies out there that they are about mental. There's supplements for mental. Okay.
Right. Well, we were talking about that too, right? So we'll experiment.
Right. There are. I'm about to investigate a new collagen product.
Yeah.
I think you're aware of that product too, and it did help us in the past.
Right.
A different product, but I have something coming, and stay tuned, because I'll let Elizabeth know if it's something that I'm hoping that will help me and other aging Americans, or anybody, not even Americans, anybody, with a little bit of help for the mental part of supplying nutrients to the brain to help keep us all thinking a little bit more positive and a little bit more joyous,
Yeah. I was like, I'm all about that, Judy. I'm about that. Well, Judy, we've got, just a minute here left. What I'd like to do is, we'll put up your email, and, if you got questions, Judy is got a wealth of information.
And she's been in the business for a long time.
You've been doing this for 25 years? All of your life, because your mother was involved in the wellness movement.
Yeah, my mother was a holistic
way back.
With a great mindset, and I grew up with parents that when I was in high school, if you got troubles, let's go meditate. And I thought, high school, I'm going to meditate, and now I look forward to places where I can meditate. Okay.
Yeah. We've been doing that. So
I have like an hourly thing, it's not expensive at all. And you can talk to me for an hour and field me your questions, or, text them to me, and we'll make an appointment. It's very doable. It's very doable.
Oh yeah, highly recommended. You're just a wellspring of information if people want to just figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Come pick my brain.
Oh, awesome. Well, Judy, thank
yeah.
you so much for calling in and sharing about the L-glutamine. Well, I'm going to put that on my burner here and think about it more because I think it's a good product. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Glutathione. Blah, blah, blah.
Glutathione.
Yeah, I know,
Glutathione.
you look at it. I think it only took me almost, when I first started learning about it, quite a few times to pronounce it right. But in a world where we want to start our spring in a more efficient way and keep our bodies running, because the free radicals are out there, people, and you come in contact with them every day, and you have to support your body in order to let your organs and everything process them and let them go. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Judy, well, thanks for calling in. We'll have you back on again soon, all right?
All right, yeah. So let me tell you, I'm going to try that new brain product. I think it's called New Collagen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you know how it goes. I'm going to be like your Costco tester.
All right, please do. All right, awesome. All right, Judy, love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, bye.
You want me to do the cosmic traffic report? Or do you want to do your rabbit?
I'm not going to do your cosmic traffic.
Do you want to do
report.
rabbit?
No, go ahead and do your thing.
Here we go.
I think more people are interested in your thing than my thing.
People are not interested in my thing. Sorry.
It's not what the bathroom wall said.
Oh, I'll have to find that bathroom wall. So anyway, hey, cosmic traffic report for April, end of April. So it'd be April 19th to the 30, whatever. So April 19th, Mars will conjunct Saturn. 7 degrees Aries. So Aries, you guys got it again. 6:43 p.m. This transit will bring in a very conflicted energy to the day. We may feel like we are driving with our foot on the gas and the foot on the brake. So our motivation may feel a little less than vigorous, and we may we may have to talk ourselves out of some things, of doing things, and our judgment may be more sound and restraint. This will be good for the Aries, a little rough for the Libras, and challenging for the Cancers and the Capricorns. April 19th, also, the Sun moves into the sign of Taurus, and that will be at 9:38 p.m., very late at night, but that is going to be the transition. So happy birthday, Tauruses. Yay. April 20th, Mercury will conjunct Saturn at 7 degrees Aries, and that will be at 7:21 a.m. This transit will bring in a very sober and kind of methodical energy to the day, and we may feel a little like vocalizing our thoughts, but very carefully and with very sharp precision. It is a time of more careful thinking. It's a time for work and working out and managing our finances and our future business plans. And we may feel like speaking up and speaking out and taking leadership roles at work or at home. Watch for being too gloomy or too depressed during the day. This will be challenging for Aries, Libras, Cancers, and Capricorns. April 20th, Mercury will conjunct Mars at 7 degrees Aries. So we have a lot of this Aries 7 degrees stuff going on April 20th. And this will be at 5:44 p.m. So the planet of communication will then meet the planet of action. And this transit will bring in a very strong mental energized energy to the evening. Our thoughts will be restless. So this is going to bring some restlessness to the evening. You may have a hard time sleeping. You may have a lot going on. It's a good time to journal. It's also not a good time to overthink anger points, confrontation with people. Think forward for yourself, okay? Think forward for what you want to do. You may tend to question and want to debate others or debate the world. It's a good time to create. It's a good time, as I said, to journal and plan. So this is going to be good for Aries, a little rough for Librans, and challenging for the Cancers and the Capricorns. Now, on April 23rd, Venus will conjunct Uranus at 29 degrees Taurus at 9:58 p.m. This transit brings in a very emotional, intense, willful energy to the day, and we may crave peace and solitude instead of going out and hanging out with everybody else. And we may want to look to express our own uniqueness and creativity. So this is a time, it's going to be good for the Tauruses, a little challenging for the Scorpios, the Leos, and the Aquarians. April 24th, Venus will move into the sign of Gemini. So it'll transition from Taurus into Gemini, and that'll be at 8:49 p.m. The planet of love will be in a more fickle energy, and we may feel a little bit more friendly and generous and humorous, and our affections will be like butterflies, tending to move around a lot and kind of lack permanence. Romance and socializing will feel more important to us, and we will want to be trading some good vibes with everybody around us all around. This is good for Geminis, rough for Sagittarius, and challenging for the Virgos and the Pisces. April 25th, the Sun squares Pluto at 5 degrees. That's going to be a Taurus Aquarian square at 12:32 p.m. And this transit brings in a very arrogant and rebellious energy to the day. And so watch out. When I see arrogant and rebellious, I'm always thinking of bad drivers. I don't know. Lately, it's just been, I just watch the damn drivers, okay?
Well, you've been having some car issues as it is, so that would make sense.
Right. And we may have, a hard time harnessing our focus and paying attention towards getting to our tasks and getting things done. Tempers may flare, and drama may become kind of just bubble up everywhere in different parts of our lives. And it may impair our ability to achieve getting just some things done for the day. So let's watch the drama on April 25th, okay, people? And that's challenging for the Tauruses, and this is the fixed signs: Tauruses, Aquarians, Scorpios, and Leos. And last but not least, April 26th, Mercury will square Jupiter. That will be at 18 degrees Aries Cancer at 12:32 p.m. And this transit will bring in a very kind of blustery energy to the day. I mean, everybody's going to be like overinflated. That's the way I want to put it, like blah. Ego-driven, everybody's going to be full of themselves. And we may try to work around others instead of just trying to deal with it. And in order to get what we want done, we may just feel also to just be careful not going behind people's backs. That's going to be one of the energies of this one. And, our attention is going to turn more to education and self-education. This will be challenging for the Aries, the Cancers, the Libras, and the Capricorns. So that is the Cosmic Traffic Report for the end of April. And now...
Yeah, I kind of missed it on the whole Easter thing, but I got to put in rabbit. I got to do the rabbit. I mean, it's like, even if I've missed Easter, I always had a soft spot in my heart for rabbits.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, well, not only that, I raised rabbits when I was a teenager, and I had this one, and I had a picture of a rabbit that looked very much like him. It's the big, old, chunky, 20-pound boy rabbit. And, the angst of teen years, he absorbed my woes and my tears, because nobody knows what it's like to be a child, It's amazing how smarter our parents get as we get older. Now, one thing I would like, before I dive really into the rabbit, is point out that hare and rabbit, while are very, very much identical in a lot of ways, for me, the fact that a hare has bigger ears and bigger, more powerful back legs and feet, there is more about what our spirits are saying to us, and at the same time remaining a little bit more grounded and a little bit more protective, because those hind legs of a hare, while a rabbit is pretty powerful, hare is a lot more, a more stronger energy as far as defending yourself. But on to the rabbit. The spiritual energy of the rabbit begins for me with creativity and production for what I would consider pretty obvious reasons. They're very prolific little animals. There is a natural sense of generation here, not only in the physical sense, but in ideas, movement, and momentum. The rabbit's large feet stand out immediately. They suggest grounding, but not in stillness, but in movement. They allow the rabbit to stay connected to the earth while also giving it the ability to bound easily over obstacles. There is a responsiveness in the energy, a readiness to move quickly when needed. And this movement can be toward opportunity, toward growth, toward something calling you forward. It can also be away from what you may cause harm or trouble. There is no hesitation in that decision, only instinct and timing. Those same feet create sound. The stomp of a rabbit is not subtle. It draws attention, which is its purpose, is to, hey guys, something's going on here, you need to pay attention. It serves as a warning, not just for itself, but for others. This brings in the idea of awareness beyond the self, recognizing when something needs to be acknowledged, not ignored, especially when it affects those around you. The rabbit's ears add another layer to this awareness. Large, constantly listening, they reflect an ability to hear what is being said and what is not. This is not just physical hearing, but intuitive listening. There is a connection here to spirit, to subtle messages, to shifts in energy that may not be immediately visible. And yet, despite this sensitivity, the rabbit does not respond to everything with fear, just because the rabbit energy is about not responding to everything with fear. Just because something appears suddenly does not mean it needs to be feared. Rabbit energy asks for discernment. It asks you to sit with what is new and determining what it actually is. Does it require fear? Does it simply need acknowledgement before you move on, or is it pointing to something that needs deeper attention? Sometimes the most appropriate response is to pause, to freeze just for a moment and assess what is happening around you before deciding what comes next. Looking beyond personal interpretations, the rabbit is widely associated with fertility, sexuality, and rapid expansion. It represents forward momentum, growth, and cycles of creation. In many traditions, it is connected to the intuition and quick thinking, favoring wit and awareness over physical strength. Rabbits also carry strong ties to cycles, the seasons, the moons, and the constant rhythm of change. This gives the energy a pattern of stillness, followed by sudden bursts of activity. What appears quiet may not be stagnant, but simply a period before acceleration. Socially, rabbits are both communal and complex. They are often seen as home-oriented, connected, and nurturing, carrying a strong, protective, almost maternal energy. At the same time, they can display aggression or jealousy within those dynamics. There is both softness and defensiveness present. They are also associated with caution, sometimes interpreted as shyness or even cowardice, but this can also be understood as awareness and survival intelligence. The rabbit does not rely on force. It relies on timing, perception, and preparation. There is an understanding of having backup plans, of being ready for multiple outcomes, and to dig deeper when necessary. Yet, like all energies, the rabbit carries a shadow. This same ability to produce and create can become overwhelming. There may be a tendency to keep generating, keep moving, without allowing time for rest or for others to step in and contribute. What begins as productivity can turn into imbalance. Sensitivity can also shift into evidence. There may be a resistance to hearing things that feel uncomfortable. Criticism or feedback that, while difficult to hear, may actually be meant as a way to be useful for growth. And for growth. In this way, listening becomes selective rather than open. Fear is another strong aspect of the shadow. The rabbit startles easily as a means of survival, but as human experiences, this can become a pattern of anxiety or overreaction. It may show up as moving away too quickly from situations that feel challenging, leaving before fully understanding what is actually happening. There's also a deeper symbolism in the rabbit's teeth, which never stop growing. If they are not worn down, they can become restrictive. They can lock the mouth shut. This raises the question of expression. Are you holding back what needs to be said? Are you preventing yourself from speaking your truth? Or on the other side, are you acting too quickly without taking the time to fully chew on a situation before deciding? In its shadow, rabbit energy may appear as jealousy instead of appreciation, anxiety instead of awareness, impulsiveness instead of intuition, or indecision disguised as caution. it can become reactive rather than responsive. The spiritual energy of the rabbit ultimately speaks to awareness in motion. It is not about eliminating fear, but understanding it. Not about constant movement, but knowing when to move and when to pause. It reminds us that sensitivity is a strength when it is balanced with discernment, and that true responsiveness comes from taking the time to fully see, hear, and understand before acting. That's my rabbit friend. A little long-winded today.
Yeah. So we're out of time. So we want to thank you all for tuning in. And this has been the Fairy Godmothers Pod of Wisdom and Knowledge. Thank you. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Howell. And
Reverend Cynthia.
email us, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Thank you.
Bye.